On today's episode of the Views from Section 400 podcast, we have NFL training camp back. Some big headlines. Jackson Dart looks terrible. That's not good. And then we have our winners and losers of the week, featuring everything from the New York Mets having a new gimmick to Jack hating on a certain quarterback for retiring. And I don't like it. And we'll finish the show with our 4 and 400 of people we would not want to be stuck on a deserted island with. See you guys very soon.
And just like that, we're back.
A16, turn me up.
Welcome into episode 194 of the Views from Section 400 podcast. Today is July 24th, 2025. I just finished a 10-hour drive home, and I want to thank you two for filling in for me on Sunday when I was in the absolute vortex drinking with my parents for their 30th wedding anniversary.
Happy we could help, brother. Happy you enjoyed your vacation and your parents' anniversary. Congrats to them. And me and Matt had a great show.
Show must go on.
Yeah, I love how I leave and I immediately, I get the notification the podcast is live in the morning, and the first bullet point on Will's tweet is who would take Trevor Lawrence. And right away, it just went right into chaos about Trevor Lawrence. I leave for 1 second, and we talk about Trevor Lawrence again for the 400th time on this show.
Well, so the reason, and we don't have to go into it because everybody can catch all the Trevor Lawrence content and discussion from the last show. But the reason we went into it, and Brian, I feel like you'll find this stat funny. Trevor Lawrence has never been above an 80 overall, 79 and below in the game of Madden. He might have had some superstar 95 Ultimate Team cards, but when you go into play now and play against your friends, play online, whatever it is, he's never been above an 80 overall, or I think 79 might have been his highest. And going into this year, he is a 74 overall. I thought that was a little surprising for how much we rip on Trevor Lawrence here on the show. I did find that a little surprising.
I'm not
I
giving
can tell Jack doesn't want to
energy.
talk about this again, but I'm just going to say Daniel Jones, I believe, was an 80 overall after he made his playoff run.
Wow.
His playoff run.
Yeah,
His
he won a
playoff
game.
run. Yeah, he won a playoff game.
Yeah, that's a run.
It's not like he threw 4 touchdowns in it. Trevor Lawrence by that standard, Trevor Lawrence made a playoff run, and he actually threw a handful of touchdowns in his win. So
Okay, well, he was
for him
playing
not
against Brandon
to be-
Staley, all right? We could talk about Trevor Lawrence again on another date. For now, we have some other NFL news to talk about because training camp is open.
Unbelievable. You bring him up, you bash on him. You don't even want to hear my whatever.
No,
Move
we don't
on.
need to hear it.
I get it.
One
No,
Trevor
it's cool.
Lawrence segment is enough for
Jack,
1 week.
you had a full show of no Brian to defend Trevor Lawrence.
I did.
So no,
I did.
And you
But-
chose to
nothing to
defend
say
your mini
back.
golf game instead of Trevor Lawrence.
Nope.
So that's
Nope. Look, all I'm gonna say is you guys want to. Well, we also had a full show last time. You have to bring him up again, but here we are, and here I am defending him. What you expect to throw rocks? And I'm not going to retaliate. Get out of here.
All right.
Brian brought it up.
You started this. Don't forget.
I said it was funny.
I gave the reason why.
Either way,
I will
NFL training
defend
camp has
Trevor.
started. We don't need to talk about Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones hypotheticals anymore. We have actual football going on the football field. Hard Knocks is coming up very soon. I think the Hall of Fame game is a week away as the listeners are listening to this. Let's talk about another AFC South quarterback. Jack, you brought this up pre-show. Cam Ward. We haven't heard anything about Cam Ward this offseason, this training camp. I mean, we're only 1 day in. But where does he finish this year in terms of his hype as a number 1 draft prospect? Is he going to live up to the ranking, or is it worse than where it should be?
I just want to say before you jump into it, the only thing I've seen out of Titans camp is the GM and the president being asked if this team is ready to win a Super Bowl this year. And both the guys pretty much laughed off the question. And then kind of just said that that's the goal every year. but you could tell in the tone of their answer they don't even believe that the team's going to win. And maybe they shouldn't think that, but that tells you that it's probably an open palette for Cam Ward this year, and expectations aren't very high. Maybe it's just development year. I'm not sure, but that's what we've heard out of Titans camp so far early on.
Yeah, I remember seeing that clip, and they just kind of looked at each other and didn't know. It's like, you want to take this? You want to take this?
Why are you asking me this question?
No, the only other thing I've heard out of Titans camp is that Will Levis is out for the season. He's getting shoulder surgery. So it's Cam Ward's job. We all knew that. He was number 1 overall pick. He's going to step in there and try to be the guy. But like the GM and whoever else think that, they're not going anywhere this year. This is a developmental year for Cam Ward, for this offense, for this team. And we'll see, how they do, how they finish the season. That'll set the expectations for next year. I highly doubt Super Bowl is the window that we all think that can win a Super Bowl next year is going to present itself by the end of the season. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on down in Tennessee.
I mean, according to decorated Fortnite streamer Cam Ward, Treylon Burks and Calvin Ridley are the 2 best receivers in the NFL. So they got something going on down there.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Oh. Everybody, Brian's the only one who actually believes that.
Maybe the best way to address this question then is, so the number 1 pick since 2020, we've had Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Trayvon Walker, Caleb Williams. Do you see Cam Ward being like, where does Cam Ward go on that list in terms of rookie seasons? Because I think right now you'd put maybe Bryce Young at 5, Trayvon Walker at 4, Caleb at 3, T.Law at 2.
Yeah, Burrow definitely at 1. I mean, for T.Law to come
besides Burrow, that's pretty ugly.
It is. Yeah, I was going to say to even think about the fact that Trevor Lawrence can come in at number 2 on that list, given what his rookie year was with he who shall not be named. It's pretty incredible.
His name's
but
Urban Meyer. Barstool Sports employee now, Urban Meyer.
Ew, Brian. Yeah, no, that guy's I don't have words for him. Anyway, where does he fall on that list? I would have to think that with what the Titans are building around him, I don't think Brian Callahan is a complete dope. So I would think that Cam Ward has some success this year, and some success is good enough to put you number 2 on that list.
I think I agree with you. Like everything you just said, I completely agree. I like Cam Ward. I had a little bit of a campaign on this show way back when for the Giants to get Cam Ward. And then the Drew Lock game happened, and that dream kind of vanished. But we'll talk about Jackson Dart in a second. But Cam Ward, I think he's going to be like a Dak Prescott level NFL quarterback, and that could be fun for a team like the Titans.
I would say poor man's Dak Prescott. I think that's a little disrespectful to Dak, to be honest with you. I don't think he's going to air it out like Dak does or did. And I don't know that, at least early on in Dak's careers. And again, as I don't like the Cowboys by any stretch of the imagination, but Dak did make some runs at least put himself in the conversation for MVP. I'm not sure Cam Ward's going to be on that level. So that would be my disagreement with that comparison right there. But I'd say poor man's.
I've got a totally separate disagreement with that comparison. I just think that when I think Dak Prescott, and he's a football player, but at the same time, he's playing in Dallas, kind of a pretty boy. That's, how focused is he on actually winning and committing himself and all that good stuff versus Cam Ward, who by all stretch of the imagination, when you saw the comparison between him and Shadur in this pre-draft process, Cam Ward is all about the business. He wants to go win a Super Bowl. The way he's talking about his receivers, they're the best in the game. That's kind of a different energy than Dak Prescott brings. So I like the mentality of Cam Ward. I actually really do. But to Matt's point, I don't know if he's has the physical talent to be at Dak Prescott level.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Maybe he's like the Brett Favre of Dak Prescott. I think I like the Dak Prescott because he puts up the numbers and then can't win in the playoffs because for some reason he just can't do it.
You're comparing Miami Cam Ward to Dak Prescott.
I think that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we want to go back to Dak Prescott, he kind of did it in the SEC, whereas you know how I feel about the ACC. No disrespect, but the drop off is big.
I like that. It's kind of funny.
By the way, quick little dig here at Ole Miss fans that keep yelling at Auburn. I saw a graphic the other day of the SEC champions in football since 2000. Auburn's up there 4 times. Ole Miss is up there 0 times. You are not on the same level as the Auburn Tigers. But we could talk about an Ole Miss quarterback, War Eagle. My quarterback for the New York Giants, Jackson Dart, first throw in 11 versus 11 competition, there was a pick 6. I think we have Daniel Jones again.
Isn't that the sign of don't half the quarterbacks throw a pick 6 on their first throw?
Yeah, it's fun to overreact, and I love it. I mean, the Giants traded up to get this guy into the first round, so it's fun to see that go down. But even as an Eagle fan, I'm not gonna run. It's funny to see, and I love the internet banter, but I mean, I wouldn't write the guy off just yet.
I'm curious who had that interception. Was it the new guy?
I don't think it was Javon Holland. I think it was the second string. I don't think he was playing against the first string defense, but I like this. I think if I want Jackson Dart to struggle because I want Dable to actually teach him instead of Dart maybe being successful right away and not. Although he seems like a very coachable kid. I don't know. I'd like to see Jackson Dart sit on the bench all of 2025. Let Russell Wilson lose you. Yeah, let Russell Wilson lose you 15 games and throw moonballs to Malik Neighbors. Then maybe we get a Jameis Winston game.
What does your offense look like this year? Do you just hand the ball off to your new running backs? You
have the little lightning and thunder like you had with Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. Now it's Gettabo and Tyrone Tracy. The issue is Tyrone Tracy can't hang on to the football, which Ahmad Bradshaw had some issues with early on. God knows Tiki Barber did too. Giants running backs just have butterfingers.
If the Giants want to be good, they're going to let Jackson Dart not play a single snap. They're going to throw Russell Wilson out there, and he's going to spam Malik Neighbors down the field. That is their only avenue to winning football games, and they're going to have to try and outscore every single team that they go up against. That is their only way of winning football games, I believe, right now.
Their defensive line is if you're going to put one thing good about the Giants, their defensive line is probably like a top 6 unit in the NFL.
It is really freaking good.
But either way, they're going to have to score, and it's going to have to be Russell Wilson spamming Malik Neighbors down the field.
Yeah, the other pass catching options are Theo Johnson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, War Eagle.
Pretty pitiful.
Yeah, it's not good behind the league.
Is that fair to say?
It's not good behind the league.
That's pretty bad. That's
the Giants are going to be bad, all right?
That's a bottom 3 receiving unit outside of Neighbors.
The Giants are going to be bad. The only reason I wanted to talk about this was because I knew there would be one person out there that saw the Jackson Dart pick and asked me why we didn't talk about it on the show if we didn't talk about it. So that's enough Giants talk for now. We can talk about 2 players that didn't report to camp on my second and third favorite teams, as you guys like to say. Terry McLaurin is not at Commanders camp. Trey Hendrickson is not even in the state of Ohio anymore. He is way off the grid, staying away from the Bengals. That situation does not look good. Which guy missing team workouts and ultimately holding out is going to hurt his team more? Trey Hendrickson with the Bengals or Terry McLaurin with Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders?
Both just so impactful for their team and for what they want to do next year. I'm going to say Trey Hendrickson simply because the Bengals defense was one of the worst in the league last year. Meanwhile, he was one of the best defensive players in the league last year. So if you let him walk and sign with a new team or whatever goes down over there, that's going to be a problem for their defense. And it's going to be Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase for, trying to score 40 points a game again next year, and they're not going to make the playoffs. And it's going to be a repeat of last year. Just same shit over again. Terry McLaurin, on the other hand, Terry McLaurin, on the other hand, love him. Super important to what the Commanders are trying to do, but he's a wide receiver. They're more replaceable. Trey Hendrickson is a hot commodity. He's one of the best defensive players in football.
Simply put, Hendrickson led the league in sacks last year. The Bengals defense was horrible last year, so remove him. That's going to be a disaster. The Commanders have weapons. Jaden Daniels in himself is a weapon, and Deebo Samuel's there. Zach Ertz is there.
A little fat, but he's there.
But there's other things there.
Both
Bengals defense have nobody, and their other first-round pick who's on the defensive side of the ball is also sitting out as well. So to me, I don't think it's really that close. I think the Bengals will miss Trey Hendrickson way more than the Commanders might miss Terry McLaurin.
The only reason why I think it's a little bit close is because at the end of the day, if either of these guys aren't on their respective teams come this season, both of them completely drop out of the race for me. And they're both barely in it to begin with, but they completely drop out of the race for me. No doubt about it.
Yeah, to play devil's advocate, I do agree. I think Trey Hendrickson is more important just because, like what you both said, he fills a need. And Terry McLaurin fills a need too, but Trey Hendrickson makes that much more of an impact on a bad unit. But, I mean, Terry McLaurin, the Commanders do have weapons behind him, but Jaden Daniels is in his second year. This is his clear number one guy. And taking him away, you're giving him a brand new Deebo Samuel that he hasn't played a real NFL game with, a 40-year-old Zach Ertz, and then Luke McCaffrey, who didn't really do anything last year. So it's not exactly murderer's row up there for pass catchers. I think they ultimately get it done with Terry. I don't know if the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson ever come to an agreement. But if they don't get it done with Terry, I don't see how they can even compete with the Eagles.
Well, let's look at the divisions too. I was just going to bring that up. Like, you have the Eagles to compete with, and other than that, like, okay, the Giants, okay, the Cowboys are there, but we see the disasters that are coming out of their training camp with not playing players and the owner creating a circus before they even get into day 2 of training camp. But you look at the AFC North. The Steelers are in an all-in year. The Ravens are the Ravens. Who am I missing? The Browns or whatever.
Browns play tough football at home.
They play tough football at home. So I think the division's a little bit tougher up there in the AFC North, which is why that impact of Trey Hendrickson just means a little bit more for me.
Yeah, either way, you're both these teams are looking to win a wild card spot. I just don't see a world where they can take down the Eagles. And then on the other side, I don't see a world where the Ravens the Ravens have been top of the AFC for a while, along with the Chiefs. But I don't know, the Steelers in an all-in year, that also gives me pause to think that they almost have an edge over the Bengals, especially with what's going on with Trey Hendrickson and the defensive side. I definitely think I would take the Steelers over the Bengals if you ask me right now.
For sure would. The Steelers have been all business.
Aaron Rodgers
this offseason.
I can't.
All business.
I can't do it anymore with Aaron Rodgers.
They've been all business this offseason.
Yeah,
all business.
I will
Aaron
give it
Rodgers,
to Mike Tomlin and the Brass. They've shut up Aaron Rodgers.
You have
we haven't heard anything about Aaron Rodgers.
Jets stink. That's looming around Rodgers, which is why you have this opinion formulated about him. Take the Jets away.
Great at the end of the Packers stint.
He wasn't. But this is the Steelers, a good organization. Mike Tomlin's no nonsense. They've been standing on business. If this is Rodgers' real last year, I think he's going to be fully locked in. Not saying that he wasn't locked in. And to be fair, the end of his Packers career, he was not that locked in. Maybe a little bit for the Jets, but also half in, half out there. I think he's fully locked in this year.
Yeah, but is that good? Is locked in Aaron Rodgers good anymore? Like, he's gonna try to extend plays, and
I think it'll be the first time we'll see it since he won the MVP for the Packers, however many years ago that was. That last year he was good. Was that 5 years ago?
Yeah, probably pre-Jordan Love.
Considering he's calling this his last year, I do think that he's going to be locked in, give it his all. And Brian, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's enough to win the Super Bowl. I don't know if I believe that. I still don't think – I would rather put it on the weapons at Rodgers' disposal than Rodgers at this point. I don't feel great about what the Steelers are toting out there. Jonnu Smith was like their big piece that they got in the offseason. Congrats. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, they got that kid from Michigan, Roman Wilson.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
Who?
The Steelers, man.
I wouldn't put it as a lock, but if they make the playoffs, watch out.
Like, what if the Patriots go 9-8 and get the tiebreaker over the Steelers, or the Dolphins
go
9-8?
I am so sick about hearing about the Patriots.
I asked Jack this question on the pod last week. I said Patriots plus 115. Are they making the playoffs? Jack did not like it.
No.
I knew you'd get mad about that there, but
9 wins, my
Plus 115
butt.
seems like Vegas has them a lot better than they were last year. I'll put it that way.
Which they should be. I mean, they had a top 5 pick last year. They were pretty bad. But to say they come around and go make a playoff spot in a tough AFC, I cannot buy that.
I like Drake May a whole lot. I might like him more than I like Aaron Rodgers. At this
Stephon
point in their
Diggs up in New
respective
England as
careers.
well.
Yeah,
Yep.
drinking the
Probably-
lean on the boat.
Probably out in Nantucket right now.
He's
Just
having fun. People are talking about
saying.
Debo being fat. No one's talking about Stephon Diggs drinking lean.
That's because nobody's seen him. Other than that video,
True.
we haven't even seen Stephon on the field.
I thought we were out on Stephon Diggs after a failed year in Houston last year.
Well, that was
It
injury.
wasn't necessarily a failed year. He was putting up decent numbers until he got hurt. He was putting up okay numbers.
The Texans had a weird season last year.
I know he
Yeah.
was catching a couple touchdowns, making the fancy plays, but I don't think he was really racking up the yards and the catches and all that good stuff. It was
He got
Nico
injured.
He
Collins.
was racking up the catches, not the yards.
Yeah, and he got injured.
So what, he turned into Keenan Allen? Is that what you're telling me?
It was
It's
too,
more like Jason Witten.
Yeah,
Jason
Damn.
Witten at 40. Any other NFL happenings going on? How are the Jags looking at camp, Jack?
I don't even think they're reported yet.
Good. Real good. Real good.
Have the Eagles reported?
Yeah. Oh, dude, they've been all over the news. Have you not seen it?
No.
I mean, there's nothing really too crazy. The only thing that's, I guess, come out of their camp was Jordan Davis looks like an absolute bull, slimmed down, just shredded. So, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
it was day one today, so not much to report on. I'm going to need at least a weekend.
Jaguars camp. No news is good news, Brian. No news is good news. I know we've reported. I know we got out there. We got the cleats on and everything. Saw a couple of different reports about, one of the interesting things about the Jaguars everyone is going to talk about is how Travis Hunter is used. And like the coaching staff has said, offense first, defense second sort of mentality. That's what we were seeing in early camp. He was playing with the offense and the defense, the secondary. That's probably my biggest concern with the Jaguars this year is the secondary and also the offensive line. But the secondary is a big concern for me. Without Travis Hunter in there, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if we really have the manpower back there to compete.
Yeah, I did love Trevor Lawrence's comments on part of my take when he was talking about Travis Hunter and they had him doing reps at DB. And he basically said, I'm going to pick on him every play so I can get him on offense. Yep. I don't think he's going to want to do that after seeing what their secondary looks like in the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, look, what's best for the team might not be best for Trevor Lawrence or Travis Hunter. I mean, we might need him to play some defense. And, yeah. I mean, look, there's still a couple of guys on the market I think we can sign, but I don't know what we'll end up doing.
Is good news.
No news is good news.
Is great news. Just to wrap up NFL here, I have Diggs' stats. In 8 games, 47 catches, 496 yards. So he was on pace for around 100 and 1,000.
Yeah, like 85 and 1,000.
He had 47 catches, 490 yards.
In 8 games. So about half the year.
No, I mean, that's fine, like, at the half, you know what I mean? That equates out to, like, somewhere around 80, 90 catches and 900 yards. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, his first 2 games, he had 6 for 33 and 4 for 37. So that's probably, you think of the first 2, he wasn't great. But then he was picking it up before the injury. But yeah, I think Stephon Diggs can still be good. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens this year.
The only other thing I had to note at the Eagles camp, Jahad Campbell was on the field doing agility work and running some light drills. Why it's noticeable or notable was expected to be back in like mid-August due to the shoulder injury. So Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio says he is ahead of schedule and pleasantly surprised with what the rookie's shown on day one. So some good news at the Eagles first round pick.
Yeah, he went to Alabama and he's an Eagle, so he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
So he might be. He might be electric.
Brian, you didn't
You
want
guys are SEC guys. I didn't get to watch them in college. Not to cut you off, Jack.
No, you're good. You
my
finish.
bad. I just wanted your guys' thoughts on what Jihad might do this year, since you guys, big SEC football guys. You guys
I can't. I try to stay away from watching Alabama as much as I can.
Yeah, I can second
No
that.
insight.
I know he
was really good against Auburn. I can tell you that.
I know he's a big piece of that defense last year, and I know he kind of slipped farther in the draft than people kind of anticipated. But should be good,
injury. If he doesn't get hurt, I mean, that guy could have won top 12.
Yeah, which is, crazy that teams. It's just that doesn't make any sense. That it clearly must not have been that big of an injury.
Yeah, already back out there, but we'll see. Very early. All right, just had to get that in there.
Were you going to ask me something, Jack, or you want to get to winners and losers?
Yeah, I might as well ask you.
You
didn't want to bring up the Malik Neighbors injury like this whole time, just acting like everything's good in La La Land.
Yeah, there are 5-6 weeks until week 1.
You know what they say? You get injuries in the off season. You come into the regular season, you're not 100%. Very tough to have a good season.
They're
behind the 8 ball.
Until week 1.
Behind the 8 ball.
Very tough to have a good
Plaxico
season.
Burress won a Super Bowl and caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl without practicing one practice all year.
You want to talk about somebody who's washed, totally off topic? Lucas Giolito. Guy's let up like 4 home runs. He's let up like 4 home runs in 4 innings, and one of them was to Bryson Stott.
Yeah,
I remember that name in like 2 years.
Hitting extra base hits.
He let up. Yeah, all right. I just had to get that in there, dude. This guy looks so washed up. He just looks defeated, like a dad in a 40-year-old like men's fast pitch league, like oversized baggy jersey, like tattoos, sideways hats. Like, dude, get out of the league, man. You're getting rocked.
Yeah, Philly's trying to stay in front of the Mets for first place in the NL East. That's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun August and September up here between me and Matt.
Up 5-0. Boston doesn't have a hit through 4. Hopefully the Phils can get it done, and half a game up heading into the next series. Actually, the Phils are in the Bronx this weekend. Not to take on the Mets. Oh, the Yankees. Who do the Mets have this weekend?
The Mets have the Giants. West Coast again. I hate it.
Oh, another West Coast swing for them?
Yep, and
I think the Phillies have one in September, which I don't know how I feel about that.
I just hate what the West. Get it out early in the year. There's no need to play West Coast now. But that should be a loser in a week in itself, but it's not going to be, because we're going to get into the real winners and losers of the week right now.
Let's do it.
Oh,
you okay, Brian?
No, I had a mini stroke there. Like trying to order the mahi tacos. Before we get into the winners and losers of the week, it is always presented by our good friends over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Views from Section 400 podcast. We love them over there. We use SeatGeek for every ticket purchase we make. Use code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout. First-time users get $20 off their first purchase. That's for any baseball game, basketball game. I think they're still playing basketball. There's some FIBA thing going on. If you want to buy tickets to that, use SeatGeek. Concerts this summer, for it all. First-time users on SeatGeek, code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout for $20 off your first purchase. And now, winners and losers. Jack, you want to start us off with your winner of the week?
Yeah, my winner of the week, it's going to be Jimmy Graham for retiring officially this week.
So you're going to do this. Okay, I see where you're going.
Look, he was a legendary tight end in the NFL. With Drew Brees, number 1 tight end, made a lot of catches out there together. Got a lot of respect for him from his Saints days, and I'm happy he retired a Saint.
One-time Charger, Drew Brees.
One-time Charger. Yeah, not that long, but it happened. But yeah, Jimmy Graham, he was great. He bounced around a little bit. He was with the Seahawks for a little bit, catching passes over there. I think he was with the Bears for a little while as well. Maybe another other team or two in there, but comes back a Saint, retires a Saint. That's the right way to do it.
Won me a couple fantasy titles, or maybe just one. Whatever. I won a fantasy title with my dad, with him at tight end. He had like 13 touchdowns the one year. It's a great year.
Great year.
Thank you, Jimmy Graham. Do you just want to go right into your loser of the week? Because I kind of spoiled it with that little Chargers dig, but
Sure, I can go right into my loser of the week. My loser of the week is one of my all-time loser of the weeks. It's going to be Phillip Rivers for also announcing his retirement this week, as if we needed it this week, as if he had just played last year. It's been 5 years, dude. No one cares. And it's like, Phillip Rivers, retired Charger. Dude, no, people only know you for a Charger. Like congratulations,
he was on the Colts for a year.
No one remembers that.
I do. They almost made the playoffs.
But they didn't. It was like let's give them a last ditch effort.
It was during that they had him, Carson Wentz, and Matt Ryan back to back.
Matt Ryan, yeah, they did the same thing with Matt Ryan. Let's give him one more shot out there. No, dude, no one cares about that thing. No one remembers that. You were a Charger. We all knew you were going to retire a Charger. Jimmy Graham, on the other hand, he's a guy who went to a couple other teams.
He wasn't going to retire a Seahawk.
We hoped he would retire a Saint.
No, you knew he was going to retire a Saint.
We assume so, but he played a lot of seasons elsewhere versus Phillip Rivers, who plays a decade with the Chargers, plays 16 games or something like that with the Colts. And are we worried about no? We knew you were going to do that. Also, again, 5 years. That's not the main point, Brian. Main point is 5 years ago he retired.
Yeah,
retired.
2 years ago, there was that news that if the 49ers won that game against the Eagles where Josh Johnson was forced into action, they would have called Phillip Rivers to be their quarterback in the Super Bowl. So he was playing in a way 2 years ago. He was a Josh Johnson. Phil? Yeah, he was a Josh Johnson legacy game away from possibly winning a Super Bowl.
No, I'm not buying that. Dude hasn't played in 5 years. We did not need a whole retirement video now.
He's a legend up there in San Diego. And by the way, they didn't mention San Diego at all in that video, which is crazy. But those three fans deserve that video.
They have to pay people to go to their games. They probably have to pay people to watch that video.
I think you're just a hater. I mean, I hate Phillip
Rivers. I am a hater.
The next guy because he gets compared to Eli Manning all the time, and Eli Manning was the superior player. But Phillip Rivers did a lot for football. He had a cool throwing motion. He yelled a lot.
Phillip Rivers didn't do anything for football.
He played a AFC championship on a torn ACL.
He did. Bro had Antonio Gates and LaDainian Tomlinson and couldn't win a Super Bowl.
Tough AFC.
Yeah. Tough AFC. Had to deal with Brady and Manning.
Yeah, Brady and Manning. The double duo. I'll give him some slack for that. I mean, if those two didn't exist, Phillip Rivers might have dominated the 2000s. He probably would have dominated the 2000s and early 20.
I feel like we can say the same thing about Mark Sanchez, which is gross.
Not even
Well, you
true.
could say it's like Josh Allen. Josh Allen hasn't gotten to a Super Bowl because he had to deal with Mahomes and Burrow.
Yeah, that is disrespectful to Phillip Rivers comparing him to Mark Sanchez.
I don't know. I think
he's Josh Allen.
I think it's kind of fair to say that Josh Allen, as of now, is on a Phillip Rivers trajectory.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good thing.
Well, Josh Allen has the MVP. Josh Sanchez has the individual award.
Mark Sanchez made 2 AFC championships.
Had Ryan near the stats that Phillip Rivers had. Not even close.
No, yeah. Phillip Rivers along the lines of like a Dak Prescott. We can put up some great stats in the regular season. Are we doing anything in the playoffs? No. We're wasting our time here.
I think he's better than where Dak. Like his legacy rating on a Madden, I don't know if they still do that. They used to back in the day when you create a player and they've had the legacy rating. Phillip Rivers is like 60 spots ahead of Dak Prescott.
Sure. They're both nowhere near
Phillip Rivers.
No. No. Zero respect. Go have another kid.
He probably will. I think he has a kid in high school right now. We're going to see a Rivers in college football at some point.
Maybe one of them can get the job done.
Hey, Matt, what's your winner of the week?
Maybe one of them can, Jack. My winner of the week, we stick to the Open that I guess kind of ended on Sunday, so I guess still kind of the week, whatever. We don't have to get into the nitty-gritty of what counts and doesn't, but Ryan Peake, Australian golfer, spent 5 years in prison for assaulting a rival biker gang member. Why he's a winner, turned his life around, qualified for the Open, which is extremely difficult to do, to qualify for a major championship, and competed this weekend. Unfortunately, he missed the cut by a couple of strokes. But from stabbing a rival gang member to spending 5 years in prison to qualifying for a major golf tournament, Mr. Ryan Peake, you are my winner of the week.
It's the Australian dream.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's got Mr. Australia written all over it.
Would have been better if he made the cut, but still unbelievable. Just to qualify for the Open in itself is it's a tall task. I can't do it without going to prison.
There's an Outback sponsorship just waiting to happen this week. Ryan Peake. I mean, they had the Kevin Harvick Bloomin' Onion if he got top 10. Maybe sponsor Ryan Peake and he makes the cut on a weekend and we get some free Bloomin' Onions.
Hopefully he doesn't go back to his old roots.
Keep him away from the knives in the kitchen.
I'm going to say served without a knife. Bloomin' Onion with no knife. Forks only. They'll give you chopsticks. Shit.
Now you're just mixing up cuisines from across. No, they're pretty close relatively. Make it the Pacific Bloomin' Onion. I think you just created a new dish.
Just don't give him a knife.
No, just don't give him a knife.
Okay, it's my word of the week here because I know Matt, you're gonna hate it.
Okay,
as you sigh. The gimmicks are back. The Mets are 4-0 in the Pablo Sanchez era.
Look, I saw Backyard Sports, I think is who runs that shit, tweeted, "Oh, look who goes on a win streak after a special someone makes an appearance." So the 4-0, who'd they play? The Angels, who did.
They beat the Reds and then swept the Angels. Yeah, the 2-3 from your Phillies.
Yeah, well, that was right out of the All-Star break. Everyone was still a little hungover from the week, but and we're on the verge of sweeping the Red Sox. So that weekend series after the All-Star break doesn't count. But let's see what the Mets do out west. Let's see if it stays hot out west. I'm not eating the bait yet.
I love gimmicks, but I will say it's the main reason for this little win streak. It's 4 games. Francisco Alvarez is back in the big leagues and hitting the ball well. And Brett Beatty is suddenly becoming a decent MLB player, which is great to see. Those two have really stepped up their game. And Mets have needed it. They haven't gotten anything from the bottom of the order this whole season.
Is Mark Vientos back?
He is, and he's hitting .230.
Yeah.
If you combine Vientos and Brett Beatty's stats, they're right around where Alec Boehm is. So that's what I'd like to think, at least in terms of OPS. But we'll have a lot of baseball talk down the stretch here. But today's show mainly about football because football is back, and I know if we venture too much into baseball, Jack is gonna maybe explode.
It's all good.
Matt, you're loser of the week.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this one today out on Lake Erie. The Browns did a helmet reveal on a big barge in the middle of the lake. Their new helmet, whatever it was. But as they were doing it, somebody was walking around on the barge recording it. They tripped and fell and absolutely face planted into the lake. There was a big splash. Multiple cameras got it. And it's just so fitting that it's the Cleveland Browns. I mean, this franchise can't get anything right, it seems like. And I just thought it was pretty ridiculous that this guy's walking around on a barge and completely ate shit into the middle of the lake. Cleveland Browns, this guy falling off the barge. I don't know who you want to call the loser of the week, but that whole thing is just an L in itself.
Yeah, it's unconfirmed whether that was a man or a woman.
Look like a guy. Look like a dude.
I thought it was a chick. So
I thought it was a dude. I thought it looked like a dude, but hey, it wasn't clear. It definitely wasn't clear.
Yeah, but one thing,
it was dude, I think. Not to be sure.
One thing's for sure is the Cleveland Browns cannot get anything right. They are.
What the hell are they doing on the middle of the lake doing a helmet? Just do it at the stadium.
Even the helmets didn't look great. So
No,
it's
they
like
look horrible.
everything about this was just...
Your primary color is brown. What can you really do?
Yeah, it was almost as brown as the freaking river running through where they were standing on. Like,
It's ridiculous.
nothing about that was cool.
Yeah, Cleveland's just a rough place. They got the worst of the Great Lakes, and it's just I feel bad. You don't like that's not a good one to fall into either.
They have the worst of the Great Lakes. That's the first reason you're going to give for why Cleveland sucks.
Well, this is what the number one thing on this guy or girl's mind right now is why is my skin tingling because I fell in the Lake Erie. I guess they're the reason they have the worst of the Great Lakes, although there's not much tectonic movement up there. But either way, my loser of the week is don't shake your head at me.
Tectonic movement? Are we seriously talking about like the shifting of the Earth's
Lake Erie
or whatever it's
doesn't
called?
have many waves. Like Superior and Ontario have some pretty cool waves. You can like surf in those. I don't think Erie really has waves, and that's why it's the water's stagnant and brown.
I'm gonna need a diagram of the fault lines, otherwise I'm not gonna.
I'm not smart enough to give that to you.
You're ridiculous.
My loser of the week is what is my loser of the week? My loser of the week is Hopper, the company that you can book flights and hotels on. So Rose and I have been using Hopper to book flights for forever. And it's normally that, they track the flight prices every time we go to Auburn and we get a good price on a flight to Atlanta. We did the same thing for a hotel. Turns out, don't do that for hotels when you're using Hopper. Maybe just don't use Hopper anymore. Because we booked through Hopper, get to our hotel, and we try to check in, and the card gets declined. And how Hopper works is they give you a virtual card. They load it with how much money you should need to get into the hotel. And then the hotel will then scan that card and let you check in. Unless they don't put enough money on it. That's what Hopper did. So we had to sit there for 35 minutes on hold while the front desk lady was also on hold with Hopper. And we were playing telephone back and forth with one guy and the front desk lady to get into a damn hotel so I could go see Jack for dinner. Not ruined my night, but came damn near close to it because we had to then rush because Hopper can't put $16 more on a virtual card.
So that's the real reason why we had to rush through our mini golf game.
Yes, Hopper. It's your fault I lost in mini golf.
Yeah, that app always looked pretty hoopty. I would never trust it.
Hopper.
Yeah, hoopty Hopper. It's basically in the name.
Hopping away with your money, Brian. You gotta invest in smarter places. Try American Airlines.
I didn't think about the mini golf either. That's a great point. They're the reason I lost mini golf. I'm not even mad about the hotel now. I'm mad I lost mini golf because Hopper delayed us by 45 minutes to check into our hotel.
Did the delay happen in the turn of the 7-shot hole and the 6-shot hole?
That's exactly when they closed. The place closed, and we're like, let's go rapid fire. And then I quadruple bogeyed a hole.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say all I had to do was lock in on 18, which is like a skee ball setup, and Jack got a 2, and I gutted it for a 4. And that's what ultimately lost me the mini golf.
Hopper.
Hopping all the way to the Elcom. But let's do some 4 and 400.
Let's do it.
Another day, another 4-400. I know we missed it on Sunday's show, or Monday's show. Our Sunday show, their Monday show. I am sorry for that. This is our 5th one of the year. Matt, you won the last one of B Things. Turns out a lot of our listeners like to drink. Who would have thought? So we're tied 2-2. Jack, you're still trying to get on the board here. But maybe you can do that today in the 4-400 of the people we wouldn't want to be stuck on a deserted island with. And you, my friend, have the first pick.
I do?
You do.
Oh, baby. All right. I really think there's only one 101 here of people you don't want to be on a deserted island with. And I'm just going to go out and say it. Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that was. I think there's another one that would have been acceptable as a 1-1, but that is the correct 1-1. I'm actually going to go
That's
with
probably where I was going to go with that, but you got it, Brian.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to hold my other one for the second round, but my first pick is going to be Hitler. Would not be a fun hangout.
I don't know. Maybe you could actually develop that island into a sustainable. You turn it around from a nothing
fascist Reich.
Look, I'm not saying that we got to keep him in charge, but he might turn the island around.
I don't think we'll have enough labor to turn the island around.
Well, I guess it really depends on who else is going to be on the island with you guys.
Oh, it's deserted. It's 2 people.
No, it's you. Is it not you and your list?
Well,
you and that one other person at any given time.
Yeah, no, we're not building a community here. It's just these are separate islands.
Yeah, not a cool hang.
Am I up?
Yeah, you got 2.
Sir.
The first one I was going to go with was P. Diddy.
Yep, that was
That's another one.
Pretty ridiculous one that you don't want to be stuck with. And dude, I don't know. I mean, like, do I go funny or do I go like this guy's a total creep? Harvey Weinstein?
That's not bad.
I feel like that's another one.
Be a fun hang.
Total creepo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jeffrey Dahmer in the 2-hole here. I think he'd be very quick to try to eat me.
Yeah. I was.
He didn't do it because he was hungry. He did it because he was gay.
Yeah, but like those are 2 things you don't want your person on to be when you're sitting next to him on certain island.
That's also true.
Yeah, I kind of figured somebody would throw a cannibal in there. Didn't want it to be me. I'd let somebody else can have that one. With my next one, I'm gonna go with Megan Rapinoe. Not only is she
a great pick,
she's just super annoying. I wouldn't want to listen to her. She'd probably just complain the whole time. And another one, since I'm on a snake here, I'm gonna take Cartman from South Park. He's got the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my life. He would also probably just complain the whole time because he's also a big complainer and he eats a lot of food. So, he's going to be taking my resources. I'm not down with Cartman.
Yeah, it's a real triple whammy situation there. It would not be.
Yeah.
And he's just annoying. I guess
just annoying.
His voice, but
he's annoying. His voice is annoying. He complains the whole time. I mean, both of those are annoying as crap. And then he's going to eat all the food.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, don't jump the gun here. I got a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have 2. I might. Do I want to just go back to the well here? I think I'm just going to go with another cannibal. I'll go Arnie Hammer.
I'm building out a very deep list here. Kind of a thin roster, Brian.
Yeah, it's more just I don't want to get eaten.
Am I up for the final 2?
Yeah.
Our newest convicted murderer, Brian Kohberger.
I'm sorry, who is that?
The dude who killed the 4 people in Idaho, like a couple years ago. Just got convicted on 4 life sentences today. It's the only reason why I thought of it. I feel like that would be kind of a shitty guy to be stuck on the island with. And he just looks like, I mean, he is a complete psychopath, but like, he has the look too, where it's like, dude, this guy, you don't want to be stuck alone with this fucking weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's like, do I want to go funny or do I want to go like, actually, this guy would suck? All right, this one's funny. Just because he had the failed island festival, Billy McLaurin. Like, that guy would con me into doing something to try and survive, and I end up dying.
Yeah, no, that would not be good.
That's a good one.
I'm struggling here. I'm gonna go with Kelsey Plum. It's not great, but
I would not mind being on a deserted island.
Yeah, no, fuck. Can I take that back?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if I would. That would be the worst.
Yeah, can I get a mulligan?
No,
he's like, oh no, I would hate to be on an island alone with J-Lo, dude. That'd just be terrible.
Horrible. Come on, at some point they would fold. The human body can't resist.
I mean, she's been the one WNBA player in the news lately, and I could have gone a lot of other ways with that. Damn it. Well, I wasn't winning this one anyway.
All right. You guys ready? Close it out with someone who, some people might love this guy. Not me, though. I wouldn't be able to put up with this shit for more than 30 seconds. Antonio Brown. He's going to close out my list. I could not deal with that dude on an island.
I think he'd be fun.
For like the first day or two, it'd be fun, and then it'd be like, dude, after like a month,
Antonio, like, stop.
Antonio, like, dude. So I agree. To a point. I think in the beginning it wouldn't be the end of the world.
I think you could just convince them to go out and try to find a boat. Just go swimming, Antonio. You're the greatest swimmer of all time.
Just gas
probably
the shit out of him.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I got you. You get eaten by a shark after like 20 strokes, but then you don't have to deal with them anymore.
Maybe.
No, not deal with Antonio Brown. Dude's cuckoo. Probably kill me.
I think this will be an interesting vote. Jack, I'm rooting for you.
Rude for you. I just went with like total weirdo creeps.
Yeah, I think I had a good start, and the last two just kind of killed me.
Did you stick to Kelsey Plum?
I mean, I don't think.
Can
I change it to Angelica Pickles from Rugrats?
It's not a real person. It doesn't hold the same weight.
Jack took Cartman.
Everyone knows Cartman.
Everybody does know Cartman.
Never
But I
watched
also
Rugrats?
didn't hear him say that. I would have said the same thing to him. But yeah, I guess Cartman's holds a little more weight than the fucking Rugrats, dude.
Can I go the My Leg guy from SpongeBob?
Dude, I don't care anymore. Do whatever the hell you want.
I'm going My Leg guy from SpongeBob. That get annoying. You just say My Leg every day after he falls.
I would have went fifth honorable mention Plankton.
Plankton's a good one. Plankton'd be funny too, though, because he'd try to fuck with you, and you'd be just like, "Dude, you're a Plankton."
Yeah, that's true. All right,
Honorable mention to my bookie.
That's a great one. Damn, that is a good one. All right, well, that's the show. You guys got anything else? I'm ready for
I
this.
have nothing else. I'm gonna go cover some loads.
Pause.
Freight, don't wait.